industry. What is going on? I told you we would be having some crazy podcasts and crazy guests, but we have a returning guest. We have our buddy Adam from Eloise. Here's our guest. Eloise Asylum Part 2. But this time, we're going to be doing a little point of view walkthrough of the property. Who knows what's going to happen? We got a little more equipment. We have a little walkthrough. So let's get through it. What's going on, guys? How you doing?
I'm doing great, Chris. It's good to see you again. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited for the little background behind you.
Yeah, welcome to Eloise. We're outside the building right now. There's a ton of road noise. Michigan Avenue is right behind us, so I'm having a little bit of a hard time hearing you. But once we get inside, it's going to be a lot better. But I'm standing in front of D building right now, and usually when we think of Eloise or when somebody says Eloise Asylum, this is usually the building that they think of. This is one of the last few remaining structures that we have on campus. It's what's known as D building, and this is the psychiatric building. It was built in 1931. It continued to see patients up until the mid-'80s, and now we keep it open to try to preserve the history and to try to preserve the legacy of some of the things that happened. But come on in and I'll show you around.
Nice.
This is the lobby on the first floor. So when somebody first comes into the building, this is what it looks like. If you were to look at historic photographs of this area, it looks somewhat similar, like you're gonna recognize things, but we've made a lot of changes to the lobby area as well. Like a lot of this stuff that you see right here, it's kind of like props that we put, right, just for aesthetics. Over here's like our little gift shop area. And we have a lot of different historical displays kind of throughout the lobby. This is an example of one. Some of the stuff we have in our historical displays are replicas. Some of the stuff is real.
Wow. That's awesome.
Down this hallway right here is where we have our escape rooms. But when this facility was up and running and active, down this hallway is where the post office was. And this place had its own zip code. It was huge. It was its own like self-sustaining community. And this picture that we have on the wall over here, this is a picture of Eloise. This is what the asylum is named after. And Eloise was the daughter of the Detroit postmaster. And when they were trying to figure out what they were going to name the post office, somebody had submitted the daughter's name, Eloise, and it was accepted by the Postal Service, and that's what they ended up naming it. And then the train depot that was here on campus ended up taking the name Eloise, and then eventually the whole facility and the whole complex just became known as Eloise. But that's her. And what's that?
We just heard the train right before we went live. So the train is still active?
That train is still active. And that train line being there is one of the reasons why they chose this location. Right behind me was Michigan Avenue, where all that road noise was. Back when we first started, that road was known as the Chicago Roads. It was a major thoroughfare. And then right behind that, we had the railroad tracks. And then further behind the railroad tracks, there's a watershed as part of the River Rouge water system. So they had major road access, rail access, and then water access.
Yeah.
That's one of the reasons why they chose this location. But yeah, Eloise, Eloise lived until she was 93 years old, and she passed away in the 1980s.
Wow.
That's our namesake. I'd like to show you around the building a little bit. We are going to go up to the second floor. As we walk by, you're going to be able to see more like historical displays that we have. Whereas the other display I showed you had a lot of replica stuff, the things in this display are all real and original. The photographs are reproductions. But everything else is original to this building.
That's awesome. I just spent hours looking at cases.
There's a lot of cool stuff in there. And as we walk down this hallway on our way up to the second floor, I want to point out this elevator shaft right here. Did you see the Expedition X episode where Josh Gates came to Eloise and he was rappelling down the elevator shaft?
Yeah.
This is the elevator that he was rappelling down, but he was rappelling down it from the 5th floor.
Yeah.
This is the same one. And this elevator is what's known as a surgeon's elevator. When the elevator goes up, it always stops right next to a procedure room or next to a surgical suite. So the surgeons can take this elevator right up to the surgical suites, then get off right there at the procedure room.
Wow.
And where this elevator dumps off the floor is one of the, what I call like a hot area. I've had some interesting experiences near this elevator shaft several floors up. That's an interesting elevator. And as you can see, as like we walk through and we come into this stairwell, like it looks good, right? On the first floor and the second floor, they really put a lot of work into painting. So we got fresh paint on the walls and on the handrails for the stairs and things like that. But you'll notice the further that we go up, the
original it looks.
The more polished it looks, yeah, the more kind of rough it looks. So this entire building was used for psychiatric care. When it was first built in 1931, it was part of the psychiatric division, kind of like their headquarters. It was also used for administrative purposes up until the 1980s. And during the 1980s, they transferred all the administrative stuff over to Wayne County General Memorial Hospital, which used to be at the corner of Michigan Avenue and Marion. So this is the second floor, and on the second floor, they did do some patient care. Most of the patient care that they did down here on the second floor was going to be down here in this area. So on the second floor, all the patient care was done down in this area. This is where they did like electroshock therapy. We really can't walk too far down in this area. For the haunted house season during Halloween, this is where like the costume and the makeup and things like that are. So we really can't go down and explore a lot.
So people are going to get makeup and get ready for the haunt in the same room that electroshock was. That's awesome.
Yeah, interesting, right?
That's cool.
We're going to check out the other end of the second floor behind the black door that's in front of me.
So why'd they redo the first and second floor but not the rest? Are they working on that, or?
It's a work in progress. Yeah, it is. They're just slowly going up. They did the first floor first because on the different sections of the first floor is where we have part of the haunt.
Got you.
And the escape rooms, and then they just redid this area, the second floor, over like the last year or so, and then they're just going to slowly start moving up. Before we walk through, we have We have this room right here. This room was it this room or was it this room over here? This room is just used for storage right now, but when the facility was open, this room was actually a secondhand clothing store. You know, the patients, or what they referred to as inmates at the time, most of them were poor. They didn't have any money, so the only clothes they had were their hospital scrubs, or you know, whatever gowns, hospital gowns, or whatever. So if they wanted their own clothing, they had to pay for it, and most of them couldn't afford it. So
Wow.
some of the nurses started a secondhand clothing store and just stocked it full of donations from the community, and then patients could come in here and choose clothing.
You just go in and find out what fits you, pretty much.
Yeah. This was just storage. This right here, this was our hair salon and our barber, because when patients were here, you can still see that sink that has, you know, like when you go to like the hair salon and you
Oh
put
yeah.
your head in like that bow. So that's what that was. That was a sink for a hair salon. And then all of this other stuff that you see on the floor, these are slip molds for firing clay. You can see like they all have like patterns and things on the
Oh
inside.
wow.
After they stopped doing patient care here in the 80s, they used this building for different community programs. And a lot of these molds were used after patient care had stopped as part of like the just different community programs that they had.
Yeah.
Lots of slip molds for clay. And those various community programs that they had, here's another elevator. This one's open.
You can I open this.
This is one of the elevators. This isn't the same elevator that I had pointed out. This is a different one.
Wow.
You know, and one of the things you notice when you're walking around the hospital is that there's different elevators in different areas. The elevators that were real wide were used for staff. I'm sorry, the elevators that were real
Like
wide were used for
stretchers
patient
and
care, and then the narrow elevators were just for staff.
right.
They're working on getting all these elevators back up and running again. But I guess it's quite the project. So we're going to come back in here. And I don't know, for the sake of the camera, do you want me to leave my flashlight on or off?
I have mine on.
Okay, I just like to point my
You can do that.
sometimes.
Go for it.
This area, this whole hallway that we're looking at, all back down in here, you can see how it's like kind of nice with like wood
Oh wow.
things. This is where they had different administrative offices. You know how I said after we stopped doing patient care in the 80s, they continued to use the building for county administrative purposes. This is where most of those offices were housed, which is why it looks like actual office buildings. This building is called D Building, but a lot of people refer to it as the K. Beard Building. It was named after Kay Beard. She was the longest serving Wayne County commissioner, and these are some of her and getting them all, taken care of the right way.
So did they have, when the office buildings were there and everything after the asylum closed, did they have activity happen while they were there working?
They may have. I would have to go back and talk to people who actually worked here at that time. The only person that I know for sure who used to work here at that time, who I've had an opportunity to chat with, was a social worker at the time. And she actually now works for the Eloise Museum at the Westland Historical Village. But she said that when she worked here, she did have experiences. But I don't know.
Wow.
To answer that question, I'd have to go back and talk to people who
We just hated working in this building.
really.
Yeah, when it was like inhabited by Wayne County.
Interesting. I know in this hallway is where we get a lot of shadow figures, and we'll play a little bit here in a second. I just want to show you around. We captured images of Batman down there. There's a room down here on the right that's really hot. I'll set up like a flashlight technique in the K2 down there for us. But I want to just show you this room just right here real quick, just to kind of complete the tour of the hallway. Right, different offices.
I feel like the shadows move from door to door.
What's that?
I feel like the shadows go across the hallway, door to door.
They do. Actually, if you look down this hallway down here, I don't know if we'll see anything, and I don't know what a laser grid, how a laser grid would show up in the camera. I could throw up a laser grid if you wanted.
Yeah.
You want to?
That's up to you. I feel like if you put the laser grid on that table halfway through down that hallway, it would get the rest of that hallway.
Okay, because that's about where we start seeing shadow figures, is right past that table.
Yeah.
Peeking out of that first door. Let me set up a grid real quick.
Okay. I feel like that'd be an area that I sat at and would just watch down that hallway.
A lot of people will do that. How's that look?
Great.
And then I'll just back up a little bit, back towards this other end of the hallway. I'll put a cat ball up here just for grins and giggles.
So I guess we're starting to get
walk back down the end of this hallway, and I'm just going to kind of just observe and see what I can see.
we're starting to get some rumble outside here on my end. So if I lose connection or anything, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I didn't know it was going to rain tonight.
Yeah, it's pretty gloomy and cloudy here as well.
That's such a cool angle. That'd be awesome if something walked by that door right now.
It would be. How do you feel about flashlight technique, Chris? I know some people have opinions about that.
I use the same mag.
I don't know if you can see that flashlight on the camera.
Yeah.
Hi, spirits of Eloise. This is Adam. You should be well acquainted with me by now. Is there anybody here that would like to say hello to us today? If you would like to say hello to us, you can turn that flashlight off. Thank you. Thanks for turning that off. Did you see it go off on the camera?
Yeah.
Thank you for turning that off.
So I know you don't know me, but my name is Chris. I'm here to talk to you. If there's anybody here, can you turn that flashlight on for me again to let me know you're here?
Can you see that the dancing of the, can you see that dancing around the flashlight? The laser grid is dancing around that flashlight. I can see it on my end.
No, I can't see it on mine.
Yes, Shirley?
I do, but I didn't know if it was dust or not.
Yeah, there's something. It's a shame you can't see it on the camera. Right around that flashlight, that laser grid is kind of spiking. It looks like green glitter, kind of sprinkling right around that flashlight.
Oh, I do see it. Now, if she gets a little closer, I did see it a little bit.
See if I can try to get the right angle for it.
Yeah, it's like little sparkles.
That's not something I've ever experienced using a laser grid. What about you? Have you ever experienced something like this?
Other than dust and no, not sparkles like that. No. Huh. Usually it's just me setting up equipment, putting it down as a little dust until it settles.
Can you turn that flashlight back on for me, please? Let's do this. Let's walk down that hallway. Down that hallway, the very last door on the right-hand side tends to be a hot area. We call it Michael's room just because some people claim to have had contact with a spirit that's identified himself by the name of Michael. I haven't had that personal experience, although I've had other experiences in that room.
Got it.
So this is what they call Michael's room. It's just what they call it. Hi, my name is Adam. I've come to visit again. Is there anybody in this room today? If there's somebody in this room with us today, will you please touch that K2 meter for me? Or you can turn the flashlight off. Did you see the K2 meter light?
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah.
Can you turn that flashlight off for me, please, and then touch the K2 meter at the same time? Is it possible for you to do both? Thank you for turning that flashlight
Oh,
off. Oh, and then it hit the K2 meter as soon as you turned it off.
oh. Thank you, Michael. My name is Chris. Came here to talk to you. Thank you for hitting the K2. Can you turn that light back on for me if you can hear my voice? Use all your energy to turn that light back on.
Are you still here with us?
What's the energy in the room? What's it feel like?
I'm not really feeling anything out of the ordinary in this room, to be
No.
honest with you. No, not that like my body picks up. It's hot in this room. It's very hot in this building. It's very humid in here. Was that you who just blinked that meter? Yes? If that was you who blinked that meter, can you turn the flashlight back on for me, please? There was a clicking sound behind us by the wall, by the chair.
Hmm.
Did you make
Whoever was,
did you make a ticking or a knocking sound? Was that you? If that was you who made that ticking or knocking sound, will you please light up that K2 meter again for me? No, was it maybe just an old building settling? Was that what it was?
can you turn that flashlight on if you like looking out the window? Can you move that bear?
Thank you.
Oh, there you go.
turning that flashlight back on, does that mean that you can move the bear?
Please don't. I'm too close.
Can you touch that K2 meter again?
I feel like that'd be the end of the show if the bear just sat up.
And that's when I leave.
Yeah, my camera person may get freaked out. I may get freaked out.
If I'm face to face with that bear and it starts moving, it's going out the window.
Thank you for turning that light off. Can you just set the flashlight off one more time so we definitely know you can turn it on?
As soon as you asked it to do something, it hit that K2 meter a little bit. I mean, it's not going
Yeah,
right. It's a little bit higher. There you go.
it's getting pretty high too. It's sitting red,
Yeah.
like orange. Wow.
Are you putting your hands on that meter for us? Thank you.
Holy moly. That
And
was a crazy hit. Thank
and
you.
just so you know, there's no electricity in this down this hallway. The only electricity down here and all the other floors above us is just going to be what's used for the fire suppression system, and that's it.
Yeah,
So I know we're not getting like in-house electrical interference on that K2.
right. I feel like the only way you would get that anyways if you're near an outlet or,
Right.
some kind of power source. Can you set off that flashlight again? I know you could set off that K2 and you're doing great, but I need you to set off that flashlight again.
Thank you. Look at that, right when you asked.
That is awesome. Thank you so much. Can you shut it off for me? Shut it off so I can ask you another question. There you go, almost.
Can you shut it off and touch the K2 at the same time? Can you do both? Now touch the K2. Well, thank you for turning the flashlight off. I appreciate you doing that.
Can you set off the flashlight if you're a little boy? Can you set off the flashlight if your name is Michael? Can you set off that flashlight if you are a patient at the hospital? Can you set off the flashlight if you're an adult? Are you a doctor?
Ooh, did you see the K2
Yeah.
spike when you asked that question?
Yep. Yep. Did you do surgeries at the hospital? Can you set off the flashlight if you're a patient that passed away at the hospital? Can you set off the flashlight if you liked it, Eloise? Did you not like it there? Hmm.
How do you feel about checking out another area, Chris?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay.
I feel like we got enough we got enough stuff happening here. Oh, thank you.
Thank you for turning that flashlight on and off, and thank you for coming out to talk with us. We appreciate it. We're gonna go check out another area of the building, so we'll see you later, okay?
Thank you for communicating with us. That was awesome. I wasn't expecting the flashlight to work that much.
Yeah, I get a lot of good flashlight activity in this building. It's one of my favorite techniques, and whatever energies are in this area really seem to do well with that. That was me banging around, I'm sorry. All right, you had mentioned surgeon, right? That was one of the questions you had asked Chris, is
Yeah,
what doctor was a surgeon. You want to go check out one of our surgical suites?
for sure.
Okay, we'll go up to the third floor.
And now, is this part of the hospital that hasn't been touched yet, or?
So right there, you'll see that's the where it's not touched.
Yeah, I see that now.
Nice line.
Yeah. So this is part of what it originally looked like when they got it, or?
Yeah, so when the owner purchased this place, a lot of it looked like this. You can see like the paint peeling and but you know when John had first purchased this building, almost every single hallway and every single room was just full of stuff. And
Oh, wow.
they put a lot of time, effort, and resources into just clearing out garbage and making it safe to be in. Yeah, they're still right. See all of them.
So when they closed, they kind of just left everything and just
They
left.
did. Yeah. They
Wow.
left a lot of stuff. Yeah. After they stopped doing patient care here, and then like I said, they were still doing like administrative stuff in that area that we were just in, but all those other floors were just kind of like a dumping ground, more or
Oh,
less,
wow.
old stuff. So this right here is one of our procedure rooms, or one of our surgical suites. We call it a procedure room. Um, it obviously looked a lot different back then. Like up here on the ceiling, there would have been like really bright surgical lights.
Yeah.
There would have been like tables and gurneys and things like that in here. Many of the other surgical suites still have like all the shelving and stuff. You can see like a sink and mirror. You know what they say about mirrors in haunted houses. So it's up to you if you want to look in there or not.
That's so cool.
One of the things that I had mentioned during our first podcast, like 6 months ago, I think now, is that even though we did do some lobotomies as Eloise, we didn't necessarily do like a whole ton of them, right? The exact number of lobotomies that we did are kind of lost to history. We do have some published reports where they've done studies, so we have like the exact number of patients who received lobotomies for those studies, but the total number we don't know. They were most likely not done in this room specifically, although they may have been, right? We don't have all those records, but this would be kind of representative of what one of those rooms would look like. And
Right.
usually are trigger options or trigger objects, right? So I brought these as a trigger object.
Oh, wow.
These are lobotomy tools. They never actually really have been used, but these are replicas. But they're solid. They're like real tools. But
Those are crazy looking.
it's never actually been in anyone's mountain. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, where we use the trigger object there, I'll set my flashlight and I'll put a K2, we can use this chair. Sometimes it takes a second to get this right.
Yeah.
Relate to that. We'll throw that up there. Put this up there. Hi, hello, my name is Adam. I know I've been in this room a couple of times before. I was wondering, did somebody turn that flashlight off already? Are you eager to talk? I was wondering if there's any spirits or energies in this room who know this sound. Does this sound familiar to anybody? If anybody recognizes that sound, will you turn that flashlight back on for me, please? Is there anybody here that would like to talk to us today?
Hit it one more time.
Does this sound familiar to anybody here?
Can you make that flashlight go off if you perform lobotomies with those tools that he just used? If there's any surgeons in the hospital right now, can you come to the room and talk to us?
I'm just going to take just a second to adjust this flashlight. All right, I reset it for you. Maybe you'll like it better this way. If there's anybody here who recognizes this sound, will you please either turn the flashlight on or touch the K2? Does that sound familiar to anybody?
Can you make that flashlight go brighter if you recognize that sound? Turn it up more. Turn it up to all the way. Or off. Can you turn the flashlight back on for me? Is there any nurses here that can turn that flashlight on for me? Can you touch that green light for me to make it go to red? All you got to do is go near that green dot and it'll make different colors. Can you come and touch that for me? We were just downstairs and getting some activity. We wanted to come up and speak with you also. Is there anybody here? Can you make a sound or something to let us know where you're at? Can you knock on a wall for me? I don't know if you heard that or not, but as soon as I said, can you knock on a wall, it sounded like it said, yeah, on my end. I don't know where that came from.
I didn't hear it. It'd be interesting to check out the audio afterwards. We'll have to timestamp this. What's the timestamp? We'll have to remember that. 4130.
Yeah. Can you knock on a wall for me? Can you do something to let us know you're there?
Let's go check out another area.
Yeah, we're not getting very much here.
Now, in this building, Chris, in this building, only one murder has taken place, and it was up on this floor. You want to go check out that room where that one murder had taken place?
Absolutely. Can you explain what happened a little bit while we're walking there?
Absolutely, I sure will. Make sure I got all my stuff. Okay. All right. So we'll walk there. But first, before we walk over there, I just kind of want to point out. So, like right now, we're on the south end of the building, and the south end of the building is always where they had staff quarters. So this whole hallway that I'm looking down right here, this would have been staff sleeping quarters. There's also a private apartment down here that would either have been used for a resident physician or a Catholic chaplain. We don't know who, but staff. I remember that because South begins with S and staff begins with S.
Yeah.
Across from every procedure room is going to be like a medical supply room. Those are always right across from the procedure rooms. So you can see that they would have kept like medical supplies in here because right next to the surgical suite.
Held the medicine and the equipment and everything.
Yeah. All right, so let's go check out that room. The name of the patient who was murdered, his name was Omar Weiss or Weiss. I'm not sure of the pronunciation, but he was admitted to Eloise right before or during the very early parts of World War II. I apologize for not remembering the year. But he was admitted for alcohol use and major depressive disorder. And he was only here for just 1 or 2 days and before he had died. The official cause of death was a ruptured ulcer or some sort of problems with his stomach. That was just one of the pre-existing medical conditions he had upon admission. But when they were doing the autopsy, they had found evidence that he was actually beat. He had broken teeth, he was bruised, and stuff like that. And they had launched, in fact, there's a bunch of stuff about him on the floor in here. We should have cleaned this stuff up in the last tour. But this is a newspaper clipping from that story.
Wow.
And then we have a bunch of other newspaper clippings here. We put these newspaper clippings on display during our history tours, and it looks as though they just forgot to pick it up, and then the wind blew it off. But it's cool that it's up here. Maybe we can put the camera on it for a second. But anyways, when they did the Inquisition or like the investigation, they came to believe that the attendant, his name was Milo Grove, is the one who assaulted him. When he went to trial, when they did the court case, the court case was really weird. They did like the grand jury where they determined that there was enough evidence to actually try him, And then once they made that decision to the grand jury that they had enough evidence to try him, They released him on bond, and I think he was released on $1,000 bond while he was awaiting um, his actual court date. And then during that time, he was drafted into the U.S. Army for World War II.
Wow.
So he went to the Army, he served a combat tour, and they never pursued charges. They never pursued charges after that.
Wow.
Um, but he served a combat tour, he was discharged, he came back to the States, he got married, he had a daughter. His daughter actually died as a child from brain cancer, I think it was. But because they never pursued the case after he went to the Army, a lot of people feel as though he never got the justice that he deserved. And this is the room that happened in. This room that we're in right now, this room is called the sun room. And if we move the camera around, you can see that 3 of the 4 walls in here all have windows. So the idea is that patients could come in here and they could get their vitamin D. But when this facility was operational, they referred to these rooms as strong rooms because whenever a patient was in here getting his vitamin D, they were almost always in restraints. And the patient, Omar, was actually restrained when they believed that this alleged beating had occurred.
Wow.
Hi, my name is Adam. Is there anybody here that would like to talk to us today? If there's anybody here who would like, is that you who turned the flashlight on? Can you turn it all the way off for me? We're almost off. Can you turn it all the way off if you're here? Thank you for turning that off. I appreciate it. Would you like to ask some questions, Chris?
Yeah. So if you are anything that happened during the murder and murderee, can you turn that flashlight on if you recognize the story that Adam just told me? Can you set off that flashlight if you relive that situation over and over? There's a green light on the table. If you touch that, it'll go to different colors. Oh, thank you.
Is there any way that you could turn the flashlight off and touch the K2 meter at the same time? Is that possible for you to do?
I wonder if they had to focus on just that one thing at a time.
Maybe. That's kind of
That
what I
patient,
think. I just always thought it was really cool when they do both at the same time because
yeah,
it just seems a little more convincing, you know?
I guess it depends on how much energy is conducting in the room.
Do you see something down the hallway, Cheryl?
I don't talk about things until when we're done.
Okay.
You guys are seeing something?
Yeah. She keeps, I don't know what she's seeing or not seeing, but she keeps peeking down this hallway and she's giving me the willies. No. I'm gonna look down the hallway.
So if there's anybody down the hallway right now, can you come into the room and talk to us? They're seeing you down the hallway. Come down and talk to us. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to have a conversation with you.
I'm gonna set up my laser grid down that hall. I know it's off camera, Chris. So I put a laser grid down the hallway.
Yeah, if you guys you're seeing activity down the hallway for sure. Wow, that's such a cool laser. Oh,
The flashlight came on. We bumped the laser grid in accident.
okay. I was like, hopefully that was you. Huh.
Yeah, that was us. We bumped it.
Maybe point the flashlight. Maybe put the flashlight in front of the laser grid, down facing us. Maybe
Like
there you
that.
go. Do you still have those cat balls with you?
I do.
I was gonna say, so maybe set them down a little further. Yeah, there you go. For some reason, those spirits can set off those cat balls like crazy.
I put a run pod down at the end of the hallway.
Okay.
Down. I kind of put it a little bit further down by where the nursing station is at. Right in front of the nursing station is the first place I've ever been touched here. Oh yeah? Was that you who touched me? Is that why you turned that flashlight on?
Wow. Can you set that off if you're the one that touched Adam? Can you turn the flashlight off and touch something else down the hallway? Shut that flashlight off for me. All the way off. There you go. Now touch something else for me. Go down and touch one of the cat balls of the REM pod. They said that they saw something down at the end of the hallway. Come up and speak with us. Touch one of the equipment so we know you're there.
Do you see like that strip of light all the way down at the end of the hall?
Yeah, I do.
Do you see a strip of light all the way down the end of that hall on the camera, Chris?
I don't know what sees that. Oh.
I don't.
Do you see it, Spirit? Is that why you turned the light back on? I almost want to walk down to the end of the hall and see if that's like a headlight or something coming through the window. Just as a matter of debunking this, I'm going to go down the end of that hall and see what might be causing that down there, okay?
Okay. Yeah. Can you shut off that flashlight while he's down there? Shut off that flashlight all the way. Good job. Now, can you go down the hallway where Adam is and set off one of the pieces of equipment a little further away? All you got to do is touch one of those little balls and the ball will light up. Can you touch one of those for me? I know that's you, Adam, but that looks so cool if that was a shadow walking down the hallway.
So that strip of light that we see down there is actually one of the dots from the laser grid bouncing off the edge of the wall.
Oh.
So, but that doesn't explain the flashlight activity.
Yeah.
Can you turn that flashlight back on for me, please? Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it.
That's crazy. I want you to set off something else. Go set off that REM pod at one of the cat balls.
Can you now go down there and touch my REM pod for me?
Can you let us know where you're at in the part of the hallway? Can you knock on a door? You shut a door? The camera kind of glitched out a little bit.
Yeah, so our camera on our end glitched?
Yeah, the camera glitched a little bit and then the light turned off as soon as I said that.
It did, you're right. If there was a spirit or energy who's glitching our camera, will you let us know that's you by touching one of our devices down the hallway? If you're messing with our camera system, will you please go down there and touch that REM pod?
So other than being hot, what's the energy in this hallway?
In this room, where the murder had taken place, to be honest with you, I never really feel much of anything, and I don't right now. But when I was walking down the hallway near that nursing station, I definitely felt something, and I always do down there.
Yeah. If there's a nurse in that nursing station right now, can you come down and help me? I'm in an assistance of a nurse. Is there a nurse on this ward? Awesome. Thank you. So what I need you to do, I need you to touch one of the cat balls for me. Can you make one of those cat balls go off? All you got to do is touch it. If there's anything down the back of the hallway or through one of these rooms or the room behind you where the person got murdered, can you come out of your room so you won't get in trouble? Can you come and touch one of the pieces of equipment?
There's a shadow down there on the left. I've been seeing those dots disappear for the last like 5 minutes.
Are you guys whispering?
Yes.
We are, yeah. I felt
Okay.
as though I saw a shadow way down at the far end of that hallway on the left. I was just asking her if she saw it as well.
I didn't see
Got
this
you.
one, but I've been seeing those dots.
I'm sorry, I should know better than to whisper. Yeah, she
It's
says that
okay.
she sees the dots flickering on and off down there.
But I also want to rewatch the footage to make sure I'm not delusional. That's why I didn't say anything.
You want to go check out a place where I always feel a lot of really thick energy?
For sure. Just to let you know, it is 9:30. So
Okay.
if we hit a couple more spots, you said you wanted to end at 10.
Yeah, 10-ish, right around there. We still got time for a couple more spots. Let's go on the floor above us, and we'll check out a cool spot that I always feel really thick, heavy energy. And when we're on our way up there, I'll tell you the story.
Okay. I've been paying attention to this and not paying attention to the comments at all. Feel like
Yeah, I haven't looked at them at all, which might be for the best, because I feel as though if I try to do that, I might find myself distracted.
Brian said I felt like I was almost pushed out the window. There was no one around me. That's crazy.
This is
Hello,
where
everyone from Clearwater Beach. Hey, David.
Now I'm not going to hear any ghosts.
Yeah, I love REM pods, but they're so obnoxious.
Yeah.
Wait.
Wow.
Readable.
Stomach tubes.
Yeah.
Creepy floor. All right, let's go up to the 4th floor. And, you know Jack Osborne's show, Portals to Hell?
I do.
So he came here a while back to do an episode, and during that episode, he spent most of his time up on the 4th floor where we're going now. And it is going to be down this way. So just to point out stuff as we're walking by, those are just like bathrooms left and right.
Are these like the patient's rooms?
What's that?
Are these like the patient's rooms?
No, well those were just patient bathrooms that we walked past. This room right here that I'm walking past, this is what was, we call it overflow rooms, or twin rooms, and we call it a twin room because on the other side of the hallway there's an identical room. But when the facility first started, these were just big, wide open spaces to do whatever they needed, to do therapy, whatever the case may be. After the Great Depression, World War II, once we started getting over bed capacity, we used this for sleeping overflow. So we would just have pictures of people on cots and mattresses just sleeping in these rooms.
Wow.
So
Now
we're going
these
to go back over to the south side. And again, the south side is where the staff quarters were at. You can tell we're on the staff side, so the elevators are a lot more narrow. We've got supply closets, stairwells, supply closet. But this whole hallway, all the way up and down, this was all staff sleeping quarters. Staff would actually stay and live here, right? So you can see an example of like a bedroom or a sleeping quarter for a nurse or whatever. They would have their bedroom set up in here, little place for personal hygiene, their armoire with their clothing and stuff.
That's crazy.
And then over here, like when I'm walking, like look on the floor, you see how like when we're walking right now, it's like this institutional looking tile.
Yeah.
And then as soon as we cross the threshold for this door right here, you see how the floor changes? It's now a wooden floor.
Yeah.
This whole section back here was a private apartment, this whole area. And it was either a private apartment for a resident physician or a Catholic chaplain. Things changed over the years. But this is the front door, this is the doorbell. Now I'm in a private apartment. Coat closet, pantry, kitchen.
Wow.
On the other side of this wall is a dining room, front room, or like a den over here. And then over here,
I'd say
over
inmate.
here is going to be two bedrooms. And then in the middle of the two bedrooms is the private bathroom for the apartment.
Oh. Did that paper say inmate drowned?
Yes, yeah. So like this one right here. So several years ago, this was probably about 3 years ago, we were sitting in this bathtub and we were doing spirit box. And we were asking like, who are you? What's your name? Things like that. And when we asked what the name was, the word Ephraim came over the spirit box. So we started digging on the internet, searching that name, any relationship to Eloise, and look what we found in the newspaper.
Your flashlight's too
Sorry.
harsh on it. Hold on. There we go.
I'm gonna put my finger in front of the camera. This is the name that was spoken on Spirit.
Wow.
Started doing research, we found this. So she died before this building was even built. I mean, she was a patient on Eloise, but this building was built in some of the later years. So it's
Yeah.
interesting that but this lake that she drowned herself in is actually the lake across the street. It's still there even now. It used to be a Catholic cemetery. Eloise dug up all the graves, dug a huge pit, and filled it full of water. And that was all of the water that was used for hygiene, cooking, drinking, cleaning, everything,
Oh,
right? Like, you want to get haunted, that's how you get haunted, is you drink
oh,
your
for sure.
water. And then in the 1920s, we finally moved over to the Dearborn Public Water Supply. But this bathtub that I'm in right now, you can sit on the throne if you want to.
Yeah.
This bathtub that I'm in right now is what we refer to as the choking tub. And when Jack Osborne, I don't know how I'm gonna set up this flashlight in here. When Jack Osborne came and did his episode here, he spent a significant amount of time in this bathroom. And you know that psychic he always works with, that psychic medium, I can't remember what her name is, Kara. Um, but she came in here and she said that she felt like a really dark, heavy energy, and she experienced a sensation of being choked and having like pressure on her chest.
Was it Michelle Bellinger?
Say the name again?
Michelle Bellinger?
Maybe. I thought her name began with a K. I don't recall. I have to go back and look at that episode again.
Okay.
Um,
I know
but
there's Michelle. There's Cindy K's art.
yes, that's who it was.
Cindy. Okay.
Yeah, yeah. So that's the experience that she had, and when we have like female guests or investigators come through that are like empaths or psychic mediums, they tend to have similar experiences. Even now, I can feel like my chest is tightening sitting in this bathtub. And a lot of people will experience like a sensation of difficulty breathing, feeling like they have something heavy on their chest, feeling as though they're
Yeah,
being strangled. And just sitting in here right now, I can feel I'm getting short of breath sitting in here.
that's crazy. Can you shut off that flashlight if you're affecting Adam right now? Can you shut off that flashlight if you drowned yourself in the lake? Honestly, through the whole building, this is probably where you would find me too. Just sitting in the bathtub. If there's anybody here, can you come in the room and shut this flashlight off for me?
It's not me.
We just heard like a clicking or a clacking sound in this room.
I thought I heard the same thing. I didn't know what it was.
We don't know what it was.
Now, with it being the older part of the building, do you guys have like paint chips falling or?
Yeah, and that's always the first thing that I think of is maybe it was a paint chip that fell, old buildings settle, might be a mouse or a bat or something in here.
Yeah.
So, I try to be a skeptic first, but it's always a little creepy when you hear sounds in the dark.
And see, this one doesn't have paint chips that are falling off.
Yeah.
It is pretty, yeah. Now, what's the big hole in the wall? What was that?
Right here, this is just where like plumbing was. I have no idea why that hole was there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's what the knob was to turn it on and off. Was it not? For the shower?
I think that was right here.
I didn't see you laying in front of it, sorry.
I don't know. I don't know why that hole is there.
If there's anybody here, can you come and touch that green light for me? Can you make it go off? I don't want to call them inmates because I think it's wrong, but if that's what they used to be calling.
That is what they used to be called. And I agree with you. I try not to use that term unless I'm like intentionally being a little snarky, trying to rile them up.
Yeah.
But that's not always the best approach.
The K2 flickered. Did you not like being called an inmate?
If being called an inmate bothers you, will you turn that flashlight off?
If you liked it, Eloise, can you turn that flashlight off? Did you work at Eloise? If there's anybody down in the hallway, can you come in the room and speak with us?
Can you get in the bathtub with me and touch me?
Are you able to grab a cat ball out of your pocket?
I am, yeah.
Maybe put a cat ball right in the middle of the doorway if you can.
Give me a green thing too.
Yeah.
If it rolls back, I'm leaving. Give me your grid thingy.
That's not being a good investigator.
The grid thing.
My laser grid?
I'm gonna point it that way. It'll get a
Okay.
cool effect.
We'll put a laser grid down there.
Like pointing outside the door.
Wow.
That was really just for my ease of mind.
Yeah. So you can see who's outside the door.
Yes.
So they put a couple cat balls out there in the hallway. All you have to do is touch it and it'll light up. Can you touch one of those cat balls for me, please? Can you let us know you're here by touching something in this room?
You use cat balls quite a bit, Chris?
I do.
I always carry them with me. But me personally, I've never really had a lot of success with them.
Like I told you when we were talking offline, that jail, they love using cat balls at that jail.
Yeah, they work pretty well over there.
Yeah,
I kind of get the impression that like different energies in different locations kind of seem to have preferences for how they want to communicate.
right. I also feel like it's that time period in like some of this equipment they have no idea what's they're even used for.
That's true.
Unless they're like, people are investigating there like every day explaining what it is. I don't know if a spirit can learn what a piece of equipment is.
I don't know. I haven't thought of that, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Can somebody come in that hallway, down that hallway, and touch one of these cat balls for me? I've been trying to get somebody to touch it all night. You don't even have to use that much energy. Just touch it and it'll light up. Maybe it's just the way you're moving the phone, but it looked like there was something on the left side of the doorway right there to the left. It looked like something was standing at the little doorway.
Really? Make a note of this timestamp.
Yeah, because like a few minutes ago, I saw one of the dots in the far back move. That's why I moved the camera.
It was,
See if it would catch
yeah,
it.
yeah. As soon as you started looking that way, I saw it right in the little doorway.
Okay, and you said that you saw it too?
Yeah, that's why I moved the camera.
Okay, so 2 of the 3 of us saw it.
I wanted the camera to capture it.
Yeah. It wasn't that much. It was like a sliver of something right in the left side of the doorway.
Is there somebody in here with us? Will you please come on in and say hello? We mean you no harm. We're not going to hurt you. We just want to talk. If you're willing to talk to us, will you touch one of those cat balls for me, please?
Can you touch one of those cat balls if you're a male? Can you touch one of them if you're a female? Oh, that's a great angle. Can you touch one of those cat balls if you're a child? Can you touch one if you're a doctor? Can you touch the cat ball if you're a negative spirit? I don't know if you guys have any negative spirits there or not.
I don't know. I definitely know that, okay, right in front of me, I'm seeing something interrupt this laser pattern. I don't know if it's dust, but I'm getting, there's all sorts of glitter. It might be dust. But there's nothing to kick up dust. We're in here just sitting still.
I was going to say nobody's moving to interrupt the dust.
I can see sparkles again in the grid pattern. Like something's kind of like hovering in front of it a little bit. Like just 2 feet out from the actual laser grid.
Well, I know the light's like kind of pulsing. The green light on the camera on my end, at least, it's like going dark and then going lit up again, and it's going dark and it's going lit up again.
To me, it looks like it's steady. I don't know if it's something with the way that the camera collects the light.
It might be just the camera.
I don't know if it's affecting the lighting. Like this one pulsing could be making the light pulse a bit.
Maybe.
Because this one's pulsing.
If there's anybody here, can you show yourself in that window in the other room? That it looks like a window at least. Come out of that room and come and speak with us, please. We're not here to harm you. We're not here to get you in trouble. We're just here to talk to you.
All that glitter is gone now. It's disappeared. And it wasn't there the whole time, right? Like, I would think if it was dust, it would need to be more steady and consistent, not just suddenly showing up and then disappearing.
Yeah. If it was dust, you'd see a lot of it too.
And now that I'm looking at it, every once in a while, I can see it just kind of sparkle and glitter, like something's moving through it. Oh, no. I wish we could get that on camera.
If you can hear my voice, can you knock somewhere that you're at so we know where you are? I don't want to interrupt your space or anything. I know we're just here to visit. As soon as I said that, the light got really bright and then it dulled down again.
Did it? I was looking in the other direction. Can you turn that flashlight all the way off for me, please? As a final stop, do you want to go check out that elevator that Josh James was rappelling down?
For sure.
All right, let's do it.
I was about to say we're at 9:53 right now, so yeah, that could be the last spot.
Okay. I don't mind if we go a little bit over, like I said. I just really want to check out this space with you.
Got you. What's going on, Ryan? Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate it.
I believe so. Did you say you're making a hydrotherapy tub stuff or no? Hydrotherapy or nothing?
All right, so we're going to go up to the 5th floor. That's the top floor. There's no other floors above this. The only thing above this is attic space.
Now, with you walking through the whole property multiple times, what floor do you think is the most active?
This floor, the 5th floor, in my opinion. This area, in my opinion, is the most active. This is the elevator that Josh Gates rappelled down, and then we have this whole area down there. This area is off limits right now because it's just not safe to be in. They need to remediate some stuff.
Got you.
But down back here and through that area, I have a lot of experiences when it is open for me to go through. I think, and this is just a theory, why that area is a little bit more active is because it hardly gets any visitors, because normally it's off limits and it's just
Right.
not served back there. But this is the surgeon's elevator. Remember that one elevator that I had pointed out when we're in the lobby, how it goes up every procedure room. So this is the procedure room, another one, right? We're in one on a floor below us already. You can check out, see how this procedure room looks a little bit different. It still has like the cabinets and stuff in here.
That's so cool.
So the fifth floor is where they kept people who were the most ill, right? So the people who had the most significant psychiatric disorders or like greatest impairment, the highest security risk people were always kept up on the higher floors because it was more difficult for them to elope and escape because they had to go through all those other floors. So because this was like the most, significantly ill of the ill, when the surgeon were to come out of this elevator, they had like this door right here. I'm sorry, I'm getting right up in the camera. But this
Yeah.
door right here, there'd be a door and it would lock. So the surgeon would come out of the elevator and they would be in this locked space, kind of like how you see like airlocks on spaceships and sci-fi
Yeah.
movies, right? This was like a safe spot. And once they had this whole area clear, then the surgeon could come out and go into the exam room. But this is the creepy elevator. I don't know if we can get the camera down in there without dropping it. But this is.
I wouldn't risk it.
But yeah, that's the elevator that he was rappelling down.
God, yeah.
Hold on.
Want me to hold the light too?
Oh, she popped back up. Yeah, hold the
Oh,
light.
please don't drop your phone. Wow.
I would not want to rappel down that thing.
I don't know how much you've seen of it.
Yeah.
No, I saw all of it.
Nice.
I was trying to remember when you were talking about why did they repel it? I couldn't remember.
He wanted to rappel down there because he was hearing noises and stuff.
You heard a bell ding.
I think he just bought a bunch of repelling equipment with him and he wanted to use it.
God, yeah.
But yeah, he claims to bring stuff down. And you know what? I hear stuff up and down that elevator shaft too. But remember, that elevator shaft goes all the way down to the lobby, and not like I showed you, like it's open down there. So when everyone's doing anything in the lobby, that noise just comes straight up that shaft. So I think people are experiencing a lot of contamination and extraneous noise and mistaking it for something else. But I 100% tend to see shadow figures. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here, and I'm just going to dump some equipment, and then I'm going to walk my way down, and we'll just kind of check out this area. I'm going to start by dumping my little 4-man REM pod right here. I'm going to do like Hansel and Gretel and leave myself a little trail.
Now, is this what a lot of investigators do when they're investigating? They line the hallway down?
Yeah.
Someone else's cat ball.
We found an Easter egg. Somebody left a cat ball.
And it's on.
Oh, nice. That's how you know those things last forever.
They do. And then as I'm backing up down the hallway, you can see we're getting further and further down. I'm going to drop a laser grid down here. I need to adjust my grid. Give me just a second here so I can get this.
Sorry.
All right, then I'm going to back up even more so we can give ourselves some room to watch.
My cat just scared the living crap out of me.
What's that?
I wasn't paying attention and my cat hit my foot.
Oh, did it freak you out?
Yeah, a little bit.
All right, let me get out of the way of the camera. We'll just check this out and watch.
If there's anything in this hallway, my name is Chris. I'm friends with Adam. We're just here to have a conversation with you. Can you let us know you're here by setting off one of those equipment? Can you let us know you're here? We have equipment all the way down the hallway. So even if you don't want to come and talk to us, can you set off one of those cat balls a little further away for me, please?
Is that flashlight on or off right now?
From what I told, this is the most active hallway and the most active floor. Can you prove it? Well, there's a flashlight.
Our flashlight just came on, yeah.
Thank you. Can you shut it off for me, please? Shut it all the way off. Thank you. Can you do something else? Can you set off another piece of equipment other than the flashlight? Can you make a noise and knock on the...
Did you see that down there?
Well, yeah, that little flash.
Yeah, there was a flash down at the end of the hall.
So it was kind of like that little white, whatever that white square is down at the end of the hallway.
That's a window. So I'm thinking maybe it was a headlight coming through the window.
Yeah, flashlight came on. I did notice that flash, by the way. Can you turn the flashlight all the way on for me?
I turned it off.
I really want one of them cat balls to go off. I've been trying all night. Touch one of those cat balls for me. It makes a cool light. You don't have to use that much energy. Just use it. Now, what was this floor used for?
This whole floor was psychiatric care. It's where they had like the most significantly ill people. So like the worst of the worst was up here. This is where they had the people with like the greatest illness and like the greatest level of impairment were up here. The highest security risk people.
Got you. So maybe they might not understand.
Maybe not.
And these are probably more of the patients that were lobotomized more than the others.
Perhaps. I don't know 100%, but I think that might be a fair assumption.
Yeah, and I feel like if they're the worst of the worst, they would get them more of the procedures than, say the second floor or something. Being in this hallway, being on this ward, did you have to see the doctor more? Can you turn that flashlight on if you like seeing the doctor? Can you set up one of those pieces of equipment if you're a male? Can you set it off if you're a female? I'm just trying to get to know you.
It blinked.
Yeah. So you're a female. Are you a nurse?
Okay, there was just like a pretty loud sound in this hallway. I don't know if you heard that, but we both just kind of jumped.
I didn't hear that. No.
It's coming from behind us in the opposite direction.
Are you the one that's making the flashlight go off? Did you just make a sound behind them? You set that off if I was you? Did you just make a noise? Or is that another spirit?
I hear something behind us. Can you hear it still?
What are you hearing?
It just, like the first time it was like a clank or a bang, and the second time it was like a scurrying.
Hmm.
You want to walk down that hallway with me and see what's down there?
Yeah.
Let's go. I'll leave this equipment set up here and we'll just walk down with the camera.
Okay. If there's anybody down the hallway, we're going to come and try to speak with you.
I'll take my flashlight with me though. Everything else I'll leave.
Oh, that's such a crazy view.
Hi, is there anybody down here that would like to talk to us? Should grab a K2 so we can in there. I'm gonna grab a K2. Just give me a second.
I feel like that's more like a general room.
I think it was like they had like a TV, I think, up there on that stand
Yeah.
style thing.
So everybody would just come and sit in that little area.
What was this room, Adam?
This is what we refer to as a day room.
That's okay, yeah.
It was a place for patients to congregate, play games. On this shelf right here, there was a TV. And this over here on the wall was an electric cigarette lighter for the patients.
What was that?
This used to be an electric cigarette lighter. Like the inside is all missing,
Oh,
torn off, but it was if anyone is old enough to remember those electric cigarette lighters in cars, it kind of worked the same way.
My car has
that's
one.
crazy.
Yeah, it's not even.
So let's walk down this hallway. This is where I felt like I was hearing stuff.
I thought it was on
If
this
there's
side.
anybody down here, when I walk past an area that you're in, or if I walk next to you, will you please make the K2 meter in my hand go off?
Is there a spirit sitting in that wheelchair right now? Dude, if that flashes while you do that, I'm going to go crazy. Can you make that go off if you're sitting in the chair? Huh. And for everybody that's watching, if you've ever been on an investigation, it's not a chicken pony show. We can't just make things happen. So anything that we do get while we're doing this is awesome.
Here's the window.
So we're on the north side of the building right now, Chris. So, and this is where they had all the patient care. This is an example of what a patient care room would look like. And look how big and thick and heavy these doors are and this little window.
That's crazy. I can't imagine just sitting there in an empty room with nothing.
Come on
Did you
in.
hear it?
Did you hear something down the hall? Okay, she hears
Hold on,
something
shut the
down the
door.
hall the other way. We're gonna go down this here. I hear something.
Is that like, wow? Is that like fingerprint scratches or?
I am not certain. That's an Adam question.
I don't know for sure. It may have just been scratches and they're moving furniture out of there or something. But she says that she heard something down this hallway here. If there's anybody down this hallway, I apologize, if I happen to walk past a room that you're in, or if I walk past you, will you please make this K2 meter go off?
Just look in the room. There's somebody sitting in the chair.
Did you hear a voice? We heard a voice. There might be somebody outside. Maybe we're hearing stuff through an open window. Do you hear that? We hear footsteps.
That's where I've been hearing things.
Are we getting closer to where you are?
There's noises behind us.
I feel like we're getting closer to whatever.
Coming from the other direction.
Is anybody in?
The window maybe making noises. Let's look out the window and see if we see anybody.
I was about to say, see if you could see anybody out down there.
We don't. I mean, there's traffic on the road, but that is not what we're hearing. We're hearing footsteps. The noises come from our left, and all of a sudden they're on our right. Yeah, they're inside this hallway somewhere.
Oh, okay, that one.
Oh fuck! We heard it again. Something's in this room. We heard it.
If there's anybody in that room right now, can you knock on something to let us know where you are?
That noise was us, just so you know.
I was testing things.
Who's in this room right now?
I thought the noise was one of those, but it's definitely not. That one's vibrating.
What is this big room? What room are we in right now?
This is another sunroom, or what was called a strong room. You know how we were in that one room that the one patient was murdered in. This is the same room, but just on a different floor.
So every floor has their own sunroom?
Correct. There's 2 on each floor.
Got ya.
This window is rattling in the frame. This cage is.
Your K2 was going on.
And my K2 was going off next to this window that's rattling in the frame. Let me look to see if there's any panes missing in this window to see if it's not wind. It just moved again. So there's glass in every single one of these panes. It shouldn't be air coming through. Can you make this grate vibrate again for me, please? It blipped when I got it close. Is that
If there's any spirits there, do you like looking out the windows? Is that why the window's rattling? Because you're looking out the window?
That K2 meter is going hard. You see that?
Holy crap. Did we find you? We heard you.
And the window just rattled again. This cage is rattling, not the window.
It's not moving.
Are you trying to open the cage? Are you trying to get to the window? That just go to red?
It is, yeah. Something in here is making noise. Is it windy outside? Is that?
But there's nothing coming through the open window.
I don't feel a breeze or anything in here.
was gonna say you're at the highest point of the building.
We need a timestamp because I swear I heard a tap on the something over there,
Okay.
like just a second ago.
She says she just heard something else in here.
No, that was the window that's open.
Do you have any piece of equipment other than the K2?
I left most of my equipment down that hall. All I got is my flashlight and my K2.
That's a different noise. That's an outside.
Maybe set up the flashlight.
I heard it over here.
That was us. Shit, you hear that again?
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna close the door and lock ourselves in this room.
Please don't.
Can you do me a favor? Can you shut off the flash without the light? That's crazy. Can you imagine not being able to like function in your brain and you're just sitting in the dark? I feel like that would drive you crazy even more.
I agree.
If there's anybody here,
That's the outside.
can you make that green light go off again, please?
What you just heard was the outside one. That's different from what we were hearing.
That window is still rattling over there, which leads me to believe that maybe it's wind pushing it from the outside, perhaps, but that does not explain the noises that we keep hearing up here.
Yeah, there's
Is that the only window that's doing it?
It is, yeah.
That's weird.
The flashlight just came on.
Oh, there you go. Can you shut that flashlight off if you're messing with the window? What? It sounds like somebody's using a torch.
Yeah, there's a lot of noise. There is one window up here that is open, so I can hear traffic on the road.
Got ya.
But that
Okay.
traffic on the road is not the footsteps and scurrying and stuff we keep hearing up here, because it comes from
Right.
directions. All of a sudden it'll be on our left, and all of a sudden it's on our right, and all of a sudden it's behind us.
Can you turn that flashlight on if you're messing with Adam and Shirley? They can hear you. That's why we're back in this back room. Because you let us hear. Now, what do you want us to know? Good job.
Can you please touch that K2 meter that's next to the flashlight?
I wonder what the people driving down the road think. You can see a little flashlight going on and off in the window.
They probably think it's a ghost and don't realize there's folks up here.
Yeah. Can you turn off the flashlight so I can ask you another question, please? Turn it all the way off for me, please. There you go. Thank you. Can you turn the flashlight on if I can have a cigarette? I don't have any more. Can I bum one off for you, please? Can you? What was that?
There's people outside.
Okay, I was like, holy moly.
Yeah, there's actually people outside in the parking lot. So to avoid contamination, let's walk down this other hallway and check out this other area, okay?
Okay, I was like, holy crap, that was crystal clear.
There was knocking from this way.
Yeah, we did hear knocking down this hallway though. So hello, my name is Adam. If there's any spirits up here, when I walk past you or walk past a room that you're in, can you please light up this K2 for me? I heard it again.
Mm-hmm.
There's people outside the parking lot, so we're gonna be contaminated as far as voices are concerned or any EVPs right now.
Right. I'm just keeping my eye on the back window there, seeing if I see anything down the hallway.
Now it's coming from behind us.
Yeah, it's like changing directions every time we go.
I feel like spirits love doing that. They love
It's like,
sending you on a goose chase.
it's like a one or two knocks
Yeah.
every time.
So we can hear you banging and tapping. Can you give us a really loud bang? Can you shut a door or bang on something really hard?
As soon as you ask that, it knocks behind us.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you knock again so we know where you are? If you give us a really bad big bang or give us a really big sound, we'll leave and let you be. But we can't do it unless we know you're there. Can you give us a really bad big bang?
No, nothing. I don't hear anything.
No footsteps now.
No.
Hmm. I know it takes a minute to recharge again.
They went crazy there for a minute.
This isn't the other sunroom on the other side of the hallway.
If there's anybody in this room, can you make that device in Adam's hand right now go off?
It just knocked 3 times behind us down that hallway.
Well, that's not good. 3 knocks is the mock of the Trinity.
Yeah, 3 is the magic number.
Why are you knocking 3 times?
I'm gonna make a knocking sound just so you know that it's me, okay?
Okay.
If there's anybody here, can you please finish this pattern for me? There's an airplane going overhead right now. We'll wait for the airplane to clear and I'll try that again.
Yeah.
We're actually just a few miles away from the airport.
Couldn't have come at the worst time.
I know, right? Okay, I'm gonna try that again. If there's anybody here, will you please finish this pattern for me? No, nothing. Let's go back and
Now, hold on. Go stop moving the camera real quick. There's a light right to the left of the bottom of that window. That little light keeps flickering. I can see the light and then I don't see it, and I see it and I don't see it.
I think that's a light source from outside the window.
Okay.
Well, you see that K2 in my hand?
Yeah.
And I
Did we find?
I hear stuff down that hallway again. I hope when we go do an evidence review later, we can hear this stuff on your audio.
So do I.
Let's go back and check out where we had our equipment set up with that laser grid.
What's to the left of that window?
Directly in front of us?
Yeah.
So that was the first sunroom that we were in on this floor, where we were hearing the window go off, or the window rattle.
So.
But all the rooms to the left, these are all patient care rooms.
Yeah.
Patient treatment rooms. So this would have been the rooms that the patients were housed in, right? They would have had a bed and stuff like that in here, and some basic furniture.
So look at that window again.
The rattling one?
Oh, that sound.
That was from the other way.
That was behind us?
From over there.
So whatever was the left of, is that like a doorway right there? I can see that.
Right in front
So
of us?
whatever the left, it was the left of the whatever that window pane is. So probably right where this door jamb is, there was a light that was flickering on and off. Oh, I still see it. Whatever, can you see it? Whatever's flickering outside the window.
Is it yellow?
Oh, it's something outside. Okay, never mind. Do you see it right in the trees to the left?
Oh, yeah, I do. I do see what you're talking about.
That's what I was seeing out down the hallway. Whatever that is.
You know what that is? That's the sheriff's station down there.
Yeah, but it's closed. It's not. You're not even allowed to go in it.
Yeah, it should be closed. It's all lit up right now, isn't it? But yeah, that's the Wayne County Sheriff Road Patrol station.
It's condemned.
They're not using it anymore?
It's condemned for black mold.
Ooh.
Yeah, that flashing light. I don't know. That's what I was seeing.
Yeah, there's something outside.
That's weird.
I just heard something big and heavy. It made me. I just totally just jumped and shot up. There's something down this hallway.
I feel like they're playing with you.
I got chills all up and down my spine. That one was loud.
Every time we change directions, it comes from the opposite.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like they're playing with you at this point.
They are.
So every time you walk that way, it's behind you, and you walk the other way, and then it's behind you.
100%.
It just came from my right in this nursing station.
Yeah, I feel like they're just letting you chase them at this point.
Yeah, they are.
Are you trying to play hide and seek with us right now? I feel like that's what you're doing.
That that you just heard was me.
Yeah, it's like that's the wind from that window. As well.
I feel like they're just trying to play hide and seek with you at this point.
All right, let's go back down this other hallway where we had our laser grid set up.
That was a big K2 hit, though.
It was. Yeah, I feel like we've had a good night. I've had a lot of fun.
Yeah. Just to give you a timestamp, and we are looking at 10:30.
Oh, are we already?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm sorry. I got carried away with all those noises.
I know. I was paying attention to it too. I wasn't looking at the time.
Okay. All right. Well, do we want to wrap it up?
That's all up to you. I know all of us have to be up early in the morning, so
We do. Yeah.
yeah, I feel like this is a good moment to stop. I feel like we got a lot of activity tonight. I didn't get my cat ball, but
yeah, maybe next time. Maybe we'll do a part 3 one day, and
Honestly, I've never really seen cat ball activity here.
Yeah,
It's always
No.
REM pods and K2s in these grids.
in these grids. Yeah. There's only been one investigator in Eloise that I've ever known to have any luck with cat balls. Anybody else that I've known to use them in here, they just don't hit. So, but I
Yeah,
appreciate you having me back on the show, Chris. This was a lot of fun. I'm glad we did this.
definitely.
Uh,
Like I told you last time, you're Underworld family now. So whenever you want to be on, you're more than welcome.
I appreciate that. It's a great offer.
Yes,
Thank you.
sir. Hopefully one day I get to go up there and we can investigate together.
I would love to have you. If you ever come to Michigan, let me know. I'll 100% make sure you get in this building.
Awesome.
Yeah.
But maybe we can do a part 3, get a couple more pieces of equipment or something in there. I'd love to see what a spirit box does in there.
Yeah, I was kind of, when we were walking around tonight, I was wishing that I would have had one. I feel like they're a lot easier to do, and I have a second person with me. So
Yeah,
next time I'll bring someone else with me. I'll grab one of the other investigators to come along.
awesome.
Yeah.
Well, if anybody has anything in comments after you watch this, put it down in the comments below. Remember to hit that subscribe and that like and that bell so you can watch more content. Uh, is there any events or anything going on in Eloise? I know it's starting to be haunt season and everything. Anything that you would like to promote before we go off?
There's no, in particular, special events coming up. I would just encourage everybody to check out what's going on that I'm missing.
We have our paranormal lockdown coming up.
Okay,
which means
let's have Shirley answer
it's
this
from
question.
7 p.m. to 7 a.m. You are locked in Eloise, which, you're stuck here. You can actually leave. You're not actually locked in. But the theory is you're locked in all night,
And when's that?
investigating. The 5th of September, I
Okay.
think. I could be wrong. I have to check. Then we have a couple free roam Fridays coming up, which means you get to free roam and investigate. It's just you in the building, basically.
Mhm.
That's awesome.
I think for paranormal, that's probably about it. We have a couple of daytime hunts going on where people can come in the daytime because some people have very mixed feelings on getting more activity in the daytime. So
I can see that. Yeah.
I think I've seen it more active in the daytime too, personally. But yeah.
See, I was just watching a video today about Robin from Ashmore Estates saying that he encourages people to come during the day more than the night because that's when everybody was awake. That's when everybody was active.
Also routines.
Okay, yeah, I haven't thought of it that way before. I just always
So,
prefer the nighttime because I feel as though
Then we
there's
have some
less
history tours coming up too.
contamination. Oh, history
We have
tours,
history
yeah,
tours
thank you,
coming up.
Shirley. We also got a bunch of history tours coming up as well. But everybody can find all of the information for all of these events and purchase tickets on EloiseAsylum.com.
and they got awesome merch as you've seen the whole time that Adam's wearing. So,
Yeah, so I don't know if we still have this design in particular, but yeah, we have a merch booth, and right now we're a little thin, but we're fixing to put in an order. We always put in an
Yeah,
order right
we're
before
trying to get
haunt
rid
season.
of we're trying to get rid of the designs so we can bring in new designs.
Oh, we're bringing back some of the older designs?
No, we're trying to get rid of what we have now so we can bring in new stuff.
Oh, gotcha.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
well, and once you do, let me know if you got any 4Xs. I'll get one.
I will let you know. I'll see what we got in stock for you.
All right, brother. Well, thank you so much for hanging out with us, and thank you, Shirley, for setting this up for us.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chris. I had a lot of fun. I appreciate it.
Definitely. Remember, everybody, always stay creepy.
Goodbye, everybody.
See ya.